Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, yeah, run it, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem getting better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it an FT to get them with their hand in crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving MVP, I got the record, I might have to throw something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, yeah, run it, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'ma check it like Letterman. Y'all better not let them in, they gon' rotate it, so I keep the pedaling. Started a chain, the cycle is heaven sent. This is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit. I'm a big bull in this element, yeah. Said you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah. I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch out step in it, yeah. And I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here, watch out touchdown. Pulling plans out the clutch, everybody getting crushed. The cut down is for us now. Have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, yeah, run it, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my. Yeah.
Go, yeah, at the top of the class on the road, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles kind of live premiere, but not actually live. While you guys are watching this, I am actually going to be at a comedy show that I forgot I had scheduled for like a month now. So that is why I'm coming to you guys from this YouTube premiere. So we are not technically live, but I like putting up these premieres because I feel like, a big part of this channel is having chat going crazy. So even though this is a pre-recorded market update, I wanted to make it a premiere so you guys, the CandleMafia, can still chat and hang out with each other. Because I know you guys are all a tight-knit family. But, guys, in this video, I'm going to give you a market update. Basically, just do a super condensed version of my live, but pre-recorded for you guys, so you guys can stay updated on my thoughts about the market, my trades, and what levels I am looking at for future potential trades. And I am actually going to be updating you guys on an open position I'm in right now that we were actually looking at on last night's live stream. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and say what's up to chat before we jump into the analysis. Guys, Chemistry Bro, what is going on? Chemistry Bro in the chat. We got Wendell, what is going on? Wick in the house. We got Anonymous. What is going on, Anonymous? Shout out to our amazing mods, Crypto Billy, Rob the Crypto Stomp, Captain Kirk, Tony T, Penny Crypto, all of them, guys. We got the best mods in the game. I'm just kidding, guys. I can't see the chats, but I figured I'd give you guys that. But guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the charts because we got a lot to look at. So here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin chart. Now, we do have a lot to look at because obviously, guys, we have been talking about these higher daily time frames for quite some time, way before we got this move up. And what we were looking at here is, and I bring this up almost every single day, it's these lower lows, right? These lower lows on our price with the higher lows on our momentum waves, which is giving us a potential bullish divergence. Can't draw that line straight for my life. But there you go. You have our lower lows and our higher lows on our momentum waves, giving us that bullish divergence. And on these high time frames, guys, this could indicate a very big move to the upside, potentially, right? I always say you want to remember we're in a bear market. These setups could potentially get stepped on, but with that being said, we do want to keep our eye on these because if they do confirm, they could wind up giving us a pretty big move. So on the weekly, guys, we could potentially, you could see that VWAP starting to work its way up towards that zero line, and this could print that green dot and give us a bullish divergence on the weekly, which would be a very bullish sign in my opinion. Now, is this going to be the bottom of the bear market? It's very, very hard to tell. However, if we do confirm that weekly bull div, I do think that we will at least get some sort of significant move, even if it's a little pop up before getting rejected back to the downside to make lower lows. That is a possibility, but closely watching this weekly, we'll probably find out if this is going to print a green dot over the weekend when we print that new weekly candle. So hopefully by Monday, we'll know if we have that bullish divergence on the weekly. So fingers crossed, guys, on Monday, we'll be chanting because we have that weekly bull div. But as we work our way down these higher daily time frames, 6-day and 5-day are also printing the same thing, giving you those bullish divergences. However, if we come down, and guys, if you watch the streams, we have been looking at these for quite some time before they were ever printing. A lot of them still aren't printing. However, when we start working our way down towards that 4-day, you see that green dot in all of its glory right here. You do have that green dot giving us the printing of this bullish divergence. So now these are actually beginning to print. Again, you have your higher lows on your momentum waves with your lower lows on price, giving you that pinch point. That pinch point we always talk about on this channel that gives you that move to the upside. That's kind of how I think of these bullish divergences. When you have them, this is kind of how I remember it. If you have that pinch point, that is where price gets squeezed to the upside. And then when you have the alligator mouth, or you have higher highs on your price with lower highs on your momentum waves, that is what gives you that bear div. And typically those puke out those purple candles, as you guys know. But good news here, 4-day, and not only the 4-day, but the 3-day is also printing a bullish divergence. So keeping a close eye on this, guys, this could potentially give us a big move, and it's really good to see these start to print on the 3 and the 4-day because it is, if these do print and they stick around and they confirm, it could start to leak up into these higher time frames, potentially working our way into that weekly. So coming and taking a look at our 2-day, guys, we do have some new developments here. Obviously, we did get that bull div here on the 2-day as well. You see that with your higher lows and your lower lows. However, we do actually have that 2-day looked like it wanted to roll over with the VWAP. As you're looking here, you see the VWAP came up, then it started coming down, which looked like we were going to get that VWAP flop, the dreaded VWAP flop. However, we actually wound up getting support on that zero line. We were able to get that VWAP to come back to the upside, and now we are getting another money flow crossover into the green. So the 2-day is definitely a time frame to be watching very closely, because this was like, we were a little bit worried about this 2-day, because if that VWAP flipped over and printed a red dot, I would have expected that to also leak into these higher daily time frames, which would kind of make me think that those bull divs would not play out as we would like them to. So very nice to see that VWAP come back up and get that money flow crossover back into the green. Very, very happy about that. That's good news for the bulls, at least for the time being. Now, as we work our way into the daily time frame, you can see we did have that confirmed green dot is starting to round off here. We did get a nice little pop to the upside, so we may cool off a little bit here as we have been all day. And if you watched that live stream last night, we were ready. I was ready for that cool off, and so was the CandleMafia. And we did see those bearish signs starting to pop up last night during the stream, and we'll take a look at those and how they've played out since then. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But that daily time frame looking like it could potentially want to roll back over and just cool off a little bit. However, looking back at the money flow, it is nice to see that money flow creeping back into the green, just like it is on the 2-day. Now, you want to be careful, guys, because if we're going to continue to just range around here, we could see this money flow come into the red, into the blue, come into the red, or into the purple, or into the blue, or into the red and into the green, just kind of bing-bonging around, just resulting in some sideways action. But working our way down here, 12-hour VWAP starting to curve down here. As you can see, it does look like we want to cool off a little bit. And again, we're going to zoom in a second and take a closer look. Now, this was some of the stuff we were looking at yesterday. Red dot confirmed on the 4-hour as we start to roll over here. And let's just go down to the lower time frames here. And actually, let's cover what we were looking at yesterday. Now, let me turn on our TA here. Now, you guys will know that yesterday we did obviously approach this value area high, which we were expecting because we were looking at this, the 2-hour, and we were saying if you could hop on top of this high volume node, which is the POC, let me zoom out a little bit. You have the POC right here. We were saying if we could flip on top of here, hold it as support, we could get a very quick move up to that $17,000 level or our value area high, which was coming in at about 17,120, right about here. Or I'm sorry, about 17,180, and then we did have the top of this blue box at about 17.3, and this was a very important level of resistance, but we knew that if we held support on the POC, we'd get a quick move up to this level because of the low volume gap. And one more time, guys, I gotta say it once every stream. Volume profile, volume profile, volume profile. This is how we're able to call these moves, and these volume profiles do not lie, guys. Now, we knew we'd get that quick move into this resistance, but now, as we were speaking about yesterday, this is a very important level of resistance because not only is it our value area high of the local range, but it is also a local golden pocket, giving us a little bit of extra confluence, making it that strong level of resistance. So this was the level we were looking at on the live streams, letting you guys know in the Discord that if we get to this level, this is where we're looking for scalp shorts. And with that, not only did we approach the key level of resistance, but we also put in higher highs with our lower highs on our momentum waves, giving us that bearish divergence. And this was the main thing we were looking at yesterday that was making us think that we could potentially see a little bit of a cool off with the higher highs on price, lower highs on the momentum waves, giving us that bearish divergence, making it very likely for a correction to the downside. And what happened? We actually wound up getting this. I didn't enter this trade on the stream, but I was looking at it, and when we got off the stream, I did a little bit of extra analysis, and it did look like it was probably going to play out, so I got into the position, set up all my stuff, and my stop loss, my take profits, and we did get into that trade, and I'll update you guys on that in just a second. But in the Discord, I was also saying in the Discord last night, if we come down to a lower time frame, that level that I was some levels to the downside that I was looking at for a potential correction was this local golden pocket at about $16,917, $16,917. Hoping that if price was going to get rejected here, we could find some support on this level. However, I was saying I would much rather come down to retest the point of control, and it does look like we are starting to slip down towards that point of control. So, and we actually did, I'll point it out in a minute, but we actually did get some bullish divergence at that local golden pocket. I did not take the trade just because of the way other things looked, but does look like we could potentially work our way down towards that point of control, but a beautiful little short there. Let me actually pull up this other chart here. I think I have it marked out. There you go, guys. That was the trade setup from last night's stream. And yeah, there you go, right? Bearish divergence, right? I did not get in at the exact top, but I did get in right here on a bearish retest, and then boom, we actually just fell through and hit that TP. And then that was, this level here at about 19,900 was the level we were looking at. And the reason why this was such a key level to watch was not only was it a point of control of our local range here as we got that move up, you have the point of control with the confluence of that local golden pocket. So that was my first take profit level. And then the next one was going to be that POC that we were just looking at, which we are getting very dangerously close to. It is also a 786 fib level. So you do have a little bit of confluence there. If we make it down here, I may take a little bit more profit. And it does look like we could potentially start to put in some bullish divergence here as well. But yeah, beautiful little trade there. I'm going to come back over to this other chart and then show you guys some more levels to the downside if we do continue down, right? So we do have some other points of control or some other levels that would be nice to watch. Now, we do have a confirmed blood diamond here on our 12-minute as well, so maybe this could push us below this level. But the next levels I would watch to the downside, guys, is going to be right here, between about 16,790 and about 16,775. You do have that local value area low down there, so we could potentially find some support in that area. So that's another level I am looking at. And then finally, guys, if we do get a bigger move to the downside, which I don't know if we'll make it all the way down here, but if we do continue down, another level I will be watching that will be pretty significant is going to be this other point of control we have right here coming in at about 16,550. Or about 16,560. This would be another level that I would be watching very strongly because or very closely, I don't know why I said strongly, if we do get that move down like this and we fall through these levels, we may, because of this, right? We probably have a low volume gap there. Hint, hint. But yeah, we'll pull that up in a second. But this will be another level I'm watching right here. If we do come down to this level, it would be nice because it would give us a decent cool off while also making some higher lows, which would be able to continue this bullish market structure so we can continue to the upside because those higher daily time frames are looking like they may want to continue up. But we may just have to cool off a little bit first. Again, on the bull side here, guys, we do have some other things that are looking pretty good. Not only do we have the 4-hour money flow in the green now, but we also have that 5-hour starting to play around. We did get a little tease into the green here. Now we're back in the red, but we may just make a higher low and get back into the green. So this is another thing I'm looking at very closely. But starting to see these money flow crossovers into the green are a pretty good sign. Money flow in your 3 hours starting to come out. And then if you come to your lower time frames, guys, this is why I'm kind of expecting a little bit more of a cool off. 45-minute money flow crossover into the red just happened. So that is still young. That may have a little bit more to play out. And then, 30 minutes back in the red, and then your 1 hour also crossing over into the red as we speak. VWAP coming up towards that zero line, but we still may have a little bit more downside here. But now you guys have the levels I'm looking at for some support. So, the major levels, right here was kind of the first level I was looking at for some potential bullish confirmations. We do have, let me get rid of this trade real quick. We do have some lower lows on our price into that support level of that local golden pocket and POC. So, if you could find some bullish confirmations there, slight bullish divergence here on the 15-minute if you could print that green dot, but it may get invalidated. Actually, maybe. Yeah, could get that little right here. Could get a little 15-minute bull div, higher low. And then you have your lower low into your support level. May get a nice little scalp off of that. Maybe you come back up and bearishly retest that value area high again. But again, guys, we are below that value area high. So the next likely stop for price would be that POC. And then maybe that's where we get that big bounce. And then maybe we can crack that value area high if we are going to continue higher. Now, guys, if we break higher, if we break this value area high, if we get out of this blue box, you guys know if we pull up that VPVR, you guys know that there is a giant volume gap. If we zoom out to look at some more of these levels, if we break that blue box and we get above here, we talked about that. We've been talking about this for a while. Boom, huge high volume node, right? Big volume gap, and then your next high volume node is all the way up here at your macro point of control, coming in at about 19,163. So if we could break through this resistance, we could find some support. And if we could crack that 786, things might get pretty exciting, giving us a move all the way up to that macro point of control, in which case that is where I will be looking for some potential giant short opportunities. However, if we're able to break back above that macro point of control, things could get pretty exciting, and we may have those daily bull divs, those higher daily time frame bullish divergences starting to play out. And if those confirm and we crack that resistance, guys, it is definitely possible to make it up there. But we'll have to see where the rest of this little correction takes us. Are we going to make it all the way down towards that point of control, or are we going to turn around sooner? But now you guys have the levels I'm looking at with the bullish confirmations I need to see to get into some more trades. But again, let me just go ahead and pull that trade back up just so I could show you guys my next plan here. So we are we are at our first take profit. Next level, I would be looking to take profit, depending on your risk tolerance. If you are in this trade, and of course, if you are in this trade, you didn't just blindly enter it because we called it on the stream last night. You did your own TA, and you made your own decisions, because this is never financial advice, as you guys know. But the next levels I would be looking to take profit would be, maybe that 786. I'd be willing to maybe try to risk it for the biscuit and get a little closer down to that value area low. Maybe take a little bit more off the table there, and then finally targeting this POC for a potential bounce. And then that would give us a nice almost 3% move. And let's see if I can pull this trade up. Let's see. Bada boom. Tiny little position here. But up 14%. Not too bad, guys. And we are on 15x leverage. A little higher leverage for me, because you guys know we are in the trading competition for BitGet. And the way they score this one's a little different than the FEMEX competition. So I used a smaller amount of money with a little bit of higher leverage as part of my strategy. But up 15% on that trade. I wish it was a bigger position. This is a micro position, but it's more about the P&L rather than the actual money I gain. But actually, I think the BitGet competition is based off of money gained, which I don't, I'm not 100% sure. But that 14% gain, not too bad. Really glad that we were able to call that on the stream last night, guys, because this did play out beautifully. So anybody out there that is, looking at divergences and stuff, that is a beautiful reason, for a divergence to play out. You came up to that key resistance, you got the bear div, money flow coming out, and then you get that short and you start riding it down. Hopefully we can milk this thing for some more profit, but we'll have to see what happens. Again, money flow coming out in your 1 hour. I do think we could continue to cool off a little bit here. So, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's market update. I hope you guys got a little bit of clarity on where I'm at with my sentiment. Again, money flow on that 1 hour is looking like it's going into the red, so we may have a little bit further down to go for this correction. And then that major level I am looking at for a big bounce to the upside would be that point of control at about 16,570. And also watching that daily VWAP coming down, because that next daily red dot that we get is probably going to bring us down a little bit more. But the way the higher time frames are looking, guys, it does look like we could potentially continue this rally up a little bit higher. And the next immediate target is going to be that $17,500 range. And if we could break that, in the most bullish of cases, at least at this moment, would be that 19,163 level, that macro point of control. These are all in the cards, guys, because those higher daily bull divs can easily bring us into the 19,000s. But again, going to try to juice this scalp short for as much as we can. And with all that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Sorry about not being able to go live tonight. I completely forgot I had this comedy show to go to. But hopefully this guy's good. Mrs. Candles booked all this, so I don't even know who we're seeing, but hey, who doesn't like comedy? But with all that being said, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys like these premieres. Anytime that I can't go live, I hope this is a little better than a market update, so you guys can kind of chat and then, share your ideas in the chat while we're talking. But I owe you guys some wheel spins tomorrow, but we will be live at our normal time at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, and we're back to our regular schedule. Today was just a little bit of a hiccup. I completely forgot I had those plans. So, with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you, CandleMafia. Thank you so much for all the support, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bing bong.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then I go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then I go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then I go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then I go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back. My self-esteem getting better. Gotta keep on chugging. Ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy. Got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead. get it an FT to get them when they're hand and crypto, learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities are never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, yeah, run it, ooh. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my shit, I'ma check it like let 'em in. Y'all better not let 'em in, they gon' rotate it, so I keep the pedaling, started a chain. The cycle is heaven sent, this is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit. I'm a big bull in this element, yeah. Say you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah. I've been married to this hustle, this is my brain, watch out stepping it, yeah. And I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here, watch out touchdown. Pulling plans out the clutch, everybody getting crushed. The clutch down is for us now. Have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, yeah, run it, ooh. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my